everybody, before you watch the video, make sure you follow the page, like the video. Hope you enjoy.
My next question following up on that is like, so for example, people can be a specialist, a sniper on these two techniques, you know, and do extremely well. What do you find of people that are like, let's talk about judo, people that they good at pretty much, they have like, instead of having 2 or 3 or 4, they have like whatever, they can feel what's happening, and they have like 15. You don't know what's going to happen. Do you think that these guys are kind of like one-off, you know what I mean? Like they just so and talk about a high level.
Yeah.
You think these guys are not like almost like it doesn't happen often?
Yeah, no. Yeah, so there's always different. Yeah, so my coach and I used to talk about this a lot. Is there's talent and skill, and then there's hard work. So there's athletes that are just athletes. Like that, they don't train, they don't do anything, and they'll just be a freak. Yeah. They'll be good at it. And then if you get one of those athletes that like has the mindset to also be like working hard in the gym, like there's nothing they can't achieve. Like you know, and I've trained and fought both. Like I have, like, you know, there was a girl that was quite competitive, and for me, like trying to qualify for the Olympics, it was between her and I.
Yeah.
And she wasn't naturally athletic. She came from like her background was like they were you know, very academic driven.
Yeah.
And so she hadn't been brought up in sport. She came into sport like a little bit later, and she worked hard every day. And it was then learning the balance, like having to learn skills that other athletes just have naturally. Like some athletes are naturally like gifted with balance and movement and reaction, like, and then there's the athletes that have to learn that. And there's so much appreciation for the people that like are, you know, doing gymnastics and all these other things to learn that stuff. And then there's the athletes that stuff just comes easy. So yeah, if you know, you find the athlete that just, you know, the talent is there and then the work ethic is there as well, like
this combination is super hard to find.
Yeah.
Because normally when they talent, they get in the comfort zone. Yeah, and if they can get away for a certain level, they can, you know, still do well, and they just don't take to the next level.
Yeah.
But when you have that combination, it's very unique. It's very difficult to find that that combination, I think.
Yeah.
It's harder to appreciate things that come easy to you. Does that make sense? So if you're naturally good at your balance, if you're naturally this and that, and things are easy to you, it's harder to appreciate the technicality, the nuance, the little adjustments and stuff like that. Whereas if you, every day you have to just like grind through and figure out a way to be better because you can't rely on those natural gifts. Like I think long term, those people that are like more of those technicians that have to grind, like claw their way to getting better every day, they generally do better long term.
Yeah.
Whereas the individuals that are like just freaks, man, they will dominate for 3-4 years, but they don't have a 10-year career.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it depends as well what you're exposed to, I guess. Yeah. If you've never lost, like, you know, you don't know what it feels like to lose. So, you know, you're not going to train to not lose if you don't know what it feels like to lose. And
there's that saying, you're only going to learn it, we're going to know a champion when you see them losing, how they come back from the loss.
And that's it. Like, you may be talented and be winning and never be exposed to that, and then when that happens, exactly, like, they may not come back. You might take a loss and it just breaks you. Or, you know, and it depends on their headset, like, where they're, you know, like their head and their coaches and what their goals are to how they then respond to a defeat. And, you know, I think, like, if your goal is to be the best at state level, or if your goal is to be the best in your gym, that's all you'll ever be, you know? Because, like, you don't, like you might be the best in Australia, but until you go overseas and realize, man, how good you think you are.
Yeah.
Like, man, challenge the big guys that are doing this every day against world-class athletes every day. Like, you just don't know until you're exposed to that, where you actually do sit, I think.
I think when you have this type of like talent and hard work together, and they have these, when they go on a higher level, they have so many areas where they can setting up a strategy that they can play well from the bottom half guard, they can play well standing up, like, so it's super convenient for them to change, according to who they're gonna fight with. They become it's almost like a unique gun, like you have super versatile.
Yeah.
I think, like, with what everyone's talking about, like, it kind of happens naturally. Like, the individuals that, like, literally have to, like, work every day and go and do gymnastics and do this stuff for balance, whatever, they're already building, like, a different mindset, because they have to fight for every little improvement. Whereas somebody that, again, it comes back to that, like, you don't appreciate things that come easy to you. And it does, like, we all do it. That's human nature. Like, if someone's always super nice to you, become, like, not so grateful for that interaction until it disappears. And that's what I'm talking about, to do with someone that's a freak athlete, that's a natural, athlete, or has an X factor in, whether it's judo, jiu-jitsu, whatever. Because you don't have to build that mental, mindset of fortitude and resilience, and, man, I need to go there and do this, and I need to add this thing extra, I need to improve that. It's just the building of the mindset, and the building of the mindset happens over time. Like, you don't need to do that, because everything's easy for you. Because the moment you grip the guy's collar, you naturally feel things, and you kick the guy's foot and he falls over, and you're like, yeah, man, it's fucking easy. And then you go there and do whatever you want. But somebody that, like, has to claw their way through every single scenario to improve and improve and improve, they're building already that mental resilience. So that's why I'm saying, like, over a longer period of time, someone that has to really work for every single thing, they're already suffering defeats every time, and they're trying to get better, and they're trying to get better. That person is always going to have a longer career because of the way they develop. The individual that's more that specialist, that just can do shit without researching, without doing stuff, I'm just talking about my analysis of it, is they generally have a shorter career. And the reason they have a shorter career is because it was fucking easy. They didn't have to claw through everything. And a lot of the time, like you're saying, they've never suffered a defeat. And when they finally do, they don't know how to deal with it. Because for the last how many years, they've never, ever been put in this position. Whereas somebody on the other side of the spectrum, then they lose every training session. They're losing all the time. So they just deal with it better, I feel like. But Hey guys, thanks so much for watching the video. If you haven't yet already, make sure you subscribe, like, and again, go and check us out on Facebook, on Instagram, like all our platforms. Give us a follow at bjj.101 on Instagram, and go and check out bjj101.com.au to access the full video library.